Hi everyone, happy Thursday. I am hopping on here because it is the end of this week. Last week I went over elements 4 and 5 in our life book, and I am today going to discuss element 6. So element 6 is your pathway to a healthy weight. So many people think that the program that I coach is all about weight, and it's obviously not. I mean, the first 5 elements had absolutely nothing to do with weight. They had to do with your why you wanted to get healthy. It had to do with getting your mindset straight. It had to do with learning to stop, challenge, and choose, and to take some deep breaths. But once you've delved into all of that, it's time to really focus on weight management if that is your goal, right? So do most people come to me because they want to lose some weight? Of course, that is why they come to me. That tends to be the first step. A lot of times they come to me because they want to just detox their bodies and get rid of all the sugars and the salts and everything in there that they've been eating through a lot of processed foods. But for the most part, a lot of people come to me because they want to lose weight. Well, weight management is literally a byproduct. Weight management, now remember, it's not weight loss, it's just the managing your weight and being able to do it well is the byproduct of simple baby steps over time that create optimal health and well-being. So the first thing that we do when they come to me is we look at the different phases of weight and figure out where they are. Are they, and there's 5 of them. So are they obese? If they're obese, then we need to talk about weight loss. We need to talk about healthy weight and get them into those categories. And then once we go through those 3 categories and they start to work their way there, once they actually hit a healthy weight, we can talk about optimization and longevity. So we have programs for later after they get healthy. Now, the gold standard for figuring out whether somebody's at a healthy weight or not is a BMI chart, which I happen to have right here. They do vary based off of physicality and how people are built. Just because your weight on this might say that you're in an unhealthy category, it might be that you're extremely muscular, and muscle weighs more than fat, so it could be that. So the way that we check is we have people get on a scale, we get a weight, we take some measurements. One of the biggest measurements that we want to take is just above where your hips are, so around the waistline. So if a man has a waistline that is over 37 inches, or a woman has a waistline that is over 31.5 inches, then they are considered a higher risk, okay? And that means a higher risk of disease down the road. That doesn't mean that they have it right this minute, but the objective is to get them so that their waistline is below those and even lower than that. So the reality is we sit in the life book, we'll go over, we connect, and we can go over where they are and where they want to be. Okay, so that's my job as a coach, to figure out where they are and where they want to be. Where they are has to do with measurements, it has to do with their food intake, it has to do with their hydration, it has to do with their sleep, it has to do with all 6 macro habits. And then when we start to focus on the weight, one of the first things we ask them to do is take their measurements, okay? The way that to help them work through where they are to where they want to go so that they can visualize it, because at some point it's just a number out there. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? And I could pick a number, but when I get there, that number isn't really the number that I needed it to be. So we set up a structural tension chart, and you've heard me talk about this in one of the past elements. So basically, we discuss what their current reality is, and they go over this in their life book. So it's a discussion after they've already spent the time in their life book. They look and they try and figure out what their current reality is. So maybe they have a muffin top showing, maybe their clothes aren't fitting, maybe they weigh, 180 pounds and they really want to weigh 150 pounds. And then we look at the desired results. Where do we want to be? So they might want some flat abs, or they want to see their six-pack, or they don't want to have that muffin top. They want to fit into a certain dress or a certain suit, right? So then what happens in the middle are the secondary choices. Those are the choices that get us from the current reality to the desired result. So for example, let's just say it's somebody who's overweight and they weigh 195 pounds. They have a muffin top and their waist circumference is 35 inches, okay? They want to be at a healthy weight, which is 175, and they want a waist circumference of 33 inches, right? Which is pretty normal for a guy. Their secondary choices will be, if they're following plan, portion control 6 meals a day, eating breakfast every day, low glycemic carbs only, so, cutting out the fruits, but eating lots of wonderful vegetables, 1 lean and green daily, and 64 ounces of water. So that's their structural tension. They can see where they are, see where they want to be, and then they have these wonderful mini steps to get them there. And with all of that, they will find that in step-by-step processes, they will get to where they are, or where they want to be in a very healthy way. They will get to a healthy place, and they will feel so much better. And that's all that element number 6 is. It really is just a means to your healthy weight. So I just wanted to hop on here and share that with you guys today. We'll be doing element 7 next week. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to put them in the comments below. It's really very simple. It's one of the shorter elements just because it really focuses on where we were, where we want to be, and the many steps that we need to get there. And that's something that you and I work on together as a team. So nice having you here today on this wonderful Thursday, and I wish you guys a great end of your week, and I will see you here again next week. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.